and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Are you ready to go beyond? Welcome to my show, Go Beyond. I'm your host, Jordana Foster. Each week, I will be showing you how to go beyond your limiting beliefs to take you and your business to the next level. If you're ready to redefine, recommit, reset, and re-engage yourself, this is the time, this is the place. Go beyond.
Securities offered through Avantex Investment Services, member FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Avantex Advisory Services. Insurance services offered through Avantex affiliated insurance agency.
Well, hello there. It's Tuesday night, and you know what that means. It's the Go Beyond show night, and I'm your host, Jordana Foster. And I'm so excited because do you know what the word of the day is? It's very appropriate for my guest and contributor tonight. So the word of the day is simplify. And we're going to unpack that when I bring my guest and contributor on in a minute. Just a little bit quick about me as a mindset coach, as a business strategist, as a leadership and communication trainer. I am extremely passionate about helping businesses and business owners and business professionals and managers and organizations to get out of their own way, to get unstuck, and to really discover what it is that's holding them back from achieving the goals that they have for their life, for their business, for their career. And can I tell you what I usually find? What I usually find out is that there's usually more than one thing that's holding them back. So from virtual mindset shift workshops and communication leadership trainings and corporate training programs designed for business professionals and business owners and high-level managers to really elevate their mindset, enhance their communication skills, and optimize their performance. Who wouldn't want to optimize their performance and become better at communicating? I don't know anybody that wouldn't do that. Now more than ever, having a thinking partner, an accountability partner, a business coach to help you navigate through these uncharted waters that we're still trying to figure out is an absolute must. It's a necessity, and I assure you it's a game changer to think not only more creatively but strategically. So if you're ready, really ready to go beyond the excuses and the limitations for you and your team and your business, contact me if you own a business for a complimentary 45-minute lunch and learn, or if you are a manager or business owner and you would like a complimentary discovery session, contact me at readysetgobeyond@gmail.com. Like and message me on Facebook at Ready, Set, Go Beyond, or contact me on my website, johnmaxwellgroup.com/Jordana Foster. Because if you want to grow your business and you want to advance in your career, you need to grow yourself first. It starts with you. It's time for you to step up, show up, and never give up. It's time for you to go beyond. And so I'm thrilled today to welcome my incredible guest and show contributor, Matthew Botkin, who is the president and CEO of Building Financial Solutions, a private wealth management firm. Matt, thank you so much for being here. It's always amazing to have you here joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me, Jordana.
Absolutely. And you know, the word of the day, which is so appropriate, is simplify. And what we're going to do is we're going to unpack and really have you explain to the audience, to all of the viewers and listeners, you know, that's one of your taglines, which is simplifying finance. And so, Matt, why don't we get started and why don't you share with us what simplifying finance really means so that, you know, we can understand that more, all the listeners and viewers out there.
Sure. So we spend a lot of time simplifying people's finances because it can be so overwhelming, so confusing. People don't always understand what they have, what to do, how to proceed, and they just don't understand what they have. And so we've developed a formula that we use with clients that we refer to as the COTE formula, COTE, that basically helps simplify a person's finance.
Fantastic. So you mentioned the COTE, and when we were talking, you said something very interesting. You say a lot of very interesting things in our conversations. You said that you break this down, the simplifying finance into blocks. Can you walk us through that, what the COTE formula is that you created for your clients? It's really fascinating. And for everyone, grab a pen and a piece of paper because you're going to want to follow what Matt is sharing with us tonight.
Sure. So the COTE stands for consolidation, organization, transparency, and education. And so we break down a person's finances in one or all of these four ways to show a client how to deal with their finances. And we'll give you kind of an example on, because let's start with consolidation. I'll give you an example.
So that's number one.
we
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. So number one, consolidation. We use building blocks as an example to illustrate what these mean and what these do. So I want you to imagine having a lot of stuff, right? Everyone has some assets. Perhaps they have bank accounts, investment accounts, vehicles, real estate, all kinds of things.
Right.
And so I want you to imagine having 1,000 blocks on the floor, on your rug, each one being an asset. Now, I recognize we don't have 1,000 assets, right? We might have 10, 15, maybe 20, 30, something like that assets. We don't have 1,000. But for illustrative purposes, if you have 1,000 blocks on the floor, you're going to be overwhelmed. Why do you have 1,000 assets? You don't need this number. You don't need 50 assets all over the place. We have a way of consolidating our assets, bringing them down from a large number to a small number or a smaller number so that we can feel more, we can wrap our heads around what we have. Because when we consolidate, we simplify.
And you said so many wonderful things there because when we do feel overwhelmed, that's why when you talk about simplifying finance and the first piece being consolidation, you had mentioned something very interesting that so many of us may have had we had worked in previous positions, right? We had different jobs and maybe had 401ks. Can you use that as an example when it comes to our assets, how you help your clients consolidate that?
Sure. So as an example, if you had, let's say, 2 or 3 jobs and there's a 401k that you left at each job, now you have 3 accounts in different places. And then perhaps you start your own business and you create a 401k for your new business. Now you have a 4th 401k. Why do you need 4 accounts of 401ks in different places? You don't need 4 building blocks. What if you could consolidate them and move them together to have one account? Wouldn't that be easier? Wouldn't that be better? So instead of having 4 small blocks, you combine them to have one large block. Then it makes it easier and simpler to have one asset instead of 4.
That's
That's one
fantastic. And I think that most people who have multiples of those, whether it's the 401ks or whatnot with assets, they just don't know what to do. And that's why it's really important to contact Matthew Bodkin at Building Financial Solutions. And we'll put your information up there in a minute. But it's so important because there you go, because when you don't know what you don't know. So it's just going to be sitting there, and to have somebody with your expertise and knowledge to help walk them through is so important. So let's walk us through the second building block. What would that be?
Well, I want to make one additional point on consolidation before we go to the
Sure.
second point. Investments in general or bank accounts have a name or registration on the statements. So if you have multiple bank accounts with the same names or multiple accounts, maybe you have multiple joint accounts, these can all be combined into one account. It's not just 401ks, but any asset that is similar can be consolidated. All right. The second point is organization. I want you to imagine walking into a pantry and having all your food, napkins, plates all over the place, and it's total disarray. That's a problem because what if I need to find the flour or I need to pull, a paper plate? Well, if it's a mess, we can't pull what we need. And the same applies in finance. When we have assets in various locations, one bank over here, a couple of investment accounts, some 401ks, some real estate in a number of places, it can be a total mess. So what if we could organize all the things we have in a way that we can pull what we want?
Oh, that's so important. I think that would just, when you talk about feeling overwhelmed and the word simplifying when things get so complicated and you just don't know what to do or where to turn, and to be able to have you on our side, right? To be able to kind of navigate all of this is just such a wonderful resource and so helpful and beneficial. And I wanted to point something out that you just mentioned, that just even going a little further, when you talk about a closet or a pantry that is so disorganized, similar to perhaps some of our finances, that we don't have someone like you, a trained advisor with the expertise and knowledge, we not only don't know what we have, but we don't know what we're missing. Do you find that to be the case when you go through all of these steps and processes with your clients, that they don't realize, not only realizing what they have, but what they are missing in the financial realm?
Absolutely. So when you are not organized with your stuff, whether it be things in the home, whether it be your investments or assets or what have you, you don't know if you're missing something. And oftentimes I've seen cases, a number of cases actually, where assets get lost. An investment policy gets lost. An insurance policy gets lost. There are things that are missing. And sometimes people pass away and it becomes even more of a mess. It's much better to wrap your head around everything and organize it now so you don't lose your stuff. I want you to imagine having 25 blocks. Each one has a letter on it. And we throw them out on a rug, right? We don't know what's there. We don't know what we have. And by the way, the building block comparison could be an asset. We might have 25 assets of ours, investments and miscellaneous things, brokerage, what have you. And so if I have 25 blocks, each with a different letter, how do I know what's missing? I won't, unless I organize them in a way that makes sense. And of course, logically, if I lay them out A, B, C, all the way through, asset D, asset E, all the way through, I can easily tell that I'm missing the W in the alphabet once it is organized. It is so important. Doesn't just apply to letter blocks, of course, but organizing our things helps us keep track and determine if we're missing something.
And that is so important. What you just said about having multiple assets and not even knowing what you have because of the names on them or where they are, and to have someone like you to be able to shine light on that and to find those and to organize them and to consolidate them is it's crucial, okay? Because for so many reasons, for peace of mind, for moving forward, to know what you have and what you don't have so that you can help them invest and make better decisions with their finances. So what is the third building block, Matt?
All right. So the third building block is transparency in the COTE formula. COTE is transparency. Sometimes we have assets that we own that we don't know what's in them. For example, some people have a 401k or an IRA. Well, a 401k, we know that there's value in a 401k, but we don't actually know what's in the 401k. And so it's important to be able to see what we have and understand what we have. And so if I have a building block and you can't see through the block, you can't open the block to find out what's in it, then that doesn't help us. And it requires transparency.
And transparency is all of these we could talk and have a show on, and we may even just to, go deeper into this to explain everyone. But transparency with regards to conversations with family members is going to be a topic and a conversation that we're going to have on another show and a future show to talk about those details because it is so important from a clarity standpoint and to make things less overwhelming, to get everyone on the same page and to have you help your clients and all of the family members to really be transparent, to know what they have, what they don't, where it is, and all of that. So the transparency aspect is, I would say, a huge component as well. Matt, how can the viewers and the listening audience contact you for a complimentary consultation to help you simplify their finances and to help them with this COTE formula?
Sure. So, of course, my name, Matthew Botkin. You can find me at my website, buildingfinancialsolutions.com. That's www.buildingfinancialsolutions.com, BFS for short. Or we can be reached on the phones, 954-771-0100. That's 954-771-0100.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Matt Botkin with Building Financial Solutions, really helping us to understand the importance of simplifying our finances and how you can help your clients to really organize and really get a handle on their finances for their future. And don't go anywhere. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break, and then we're going to continue with the last letter of the formula with Matt Botkin. I'm Jordana Foster with the Go Beyond Show. Matt, thank you so much. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you here in just a minute.
Thank you.
Has changed. Have you changed? Leadership and success require so much more than they did before. Investing in your own personal development as well as the development of your team is an absolute necessity in this new, ever-changing digital business landscape. Mastering mindset and effective communication skills are critical pieces to the success and growth of your business now more than ever. I'm Jordana Foster, founder of Ready, Set, Go Beyond. As a certified mindset coach, business strategist, communication and leadership trainer, and motivational speaker, I am passionate about helping business professionals, business owners, executive managers, sales teams, and organizations to elevate mindset, enhance communication, and up-level performance. Mindset and communication are the key skills for success, especially now with most of us working remotely and interacting with our clients virtually on a daily basis. Don't just survive, it's time to thrive. Contact me for a complimentary 20-minute discovery session at readysetgobeyond@gmail.com. Like and message me on Facebook at Ready, Set, Go Beyond, or contact me on my website at johnmaxwellgroup.com/Jordana Foster. If you want to grow your business or advance in your career, you need to grow yourself first. Step up, show up, and never give up. It's time to go beyond.
Does your pool have a leak? Pool leaks can be extremely costly, mostly because many homeowners don't realize the difference between normal evaporation and a leak. With over 20 years of expertise, LeakWorks provides premier leak detection, repair and pool equipment for pools, spas, and fountains. We've performed thousands of leak detections and repairs for both residential and commercial swimming pools throughout South Florida. We provide comprehensive leak detection using the latest state-of-the-art ultrasonic equipment to dive pools. We specialize in leak detection and repairs, skimmers, pumps, filters, main drains, heaters, lights, saltwater systems, and so many more. Call us at 954-629-3654 or email us at leakworksflorida@gmail.com to set up an appointment. Honest, reliable, dependable, licensed, and insured. LeakWorks. When it comes to pools, we have the tools and expertise to get the job done right.
At Building Financial Solutions, we understand that finances, inheritances, and retirement can be stressful, overwhelming, and complicated, and we simplify it together. We guide you through the process of preparing for today and tomorrow. We specialize in investments, inheritances, rollovers, annuities, retirement, estate planning, and insurance. Contact us for a complimentary consultation at 954-771-0100 or on our website, www.buildingfinancialsolutions.com. Building Financial Solutions. Simplifying finance. Securities offered through Aventex Investment Services, member FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Aventex Advisory Services. Insurance services offered through Aventex Affiliated Insurance Agency.
You've been listening to Go Beyond. If you want to be part of the show as a guest, highlighting your business, or you would like more information about the content of the show, email me at readysetgobeyond@gmail.com or share your thoughts and call me at 888-565-1470.
Welcome back to the Go Beyond Show. I'm your host, Jordana Foster, and I have Matthew Bodkin from Building Financial Solutions. And I want to thank my wonderful sponsors and contributors. First, LeakWorks, which is your expert in pool leak detection and pool repair and all kinds of pool repairs that you can imagine. Over 25 years in the business, licensed and insured, residential and commercial. Contact leakworks.com for all your pool repair and leak detection needs. And of course, Building Financial Solutions, a private wealth management firm that helps you simplify finance. And we all need to simplify our finances. And that's why we have Matthew Bodkin to help us do just that. So welcome back, Matt Bodkin with Building Financial Solutions. And we are continuing this wonderful conversation, breaking down all of the components of why simplifying finance is so important. So thank you again for being back here. And let's do a recap before we go into the fourth letter, if we could, okay, for all of the audience. So the first letter is?
So we have the COAT formula. We have C for consolidation.
Yeah.
We have O for organization. And we have T for transparency.
Perfect. So, which leads into the fourth letter of this formula, which is a very important piece that, with regards to the explanation of it all. Once you have it consolidated, once you have helped them organize it, and once that transparency is there needs to be a little explanation, probably a lot more explanation. And what is that letter, that building block, the fourth block?
So the last item is education. Mm-hmm. It is so important to receive education on things that we don't necessarily understand. To have somebody that we can bounce ideas off of, that we can talk to, that we can learn from. Life is about learning and growing. And there are times that we have things and we don't know what they are. Or maybe there's decisions that need to be made. So it requires education. And I spend a lot of time teaching and educating my clients on different topics and different things.
That you do. I will tell you, one of the many things that separates you, puts you in a class all by yourself from all of the other financial advisors out there, is your passion and your patience and your expertise when it comes to the educational component. Not only do you have the expertise and knowledge, but you take the time, you pride yourself on the time that you take, and you sit down with your clients to explain all of these things that are generally very complicated for people who are not in the financial arena, right? And so the fact that you do that and you're so passionate about it really is a very important piece in this whole COAT formula to simplify things. Wouldn't you say that education, you can have all of these assets, but if you don't know where they are and you don't have someone, if you're afraid to ask questions, isn't that an important piece for you that you found that when you explain that to your clients, sometimes they're afraid to ask questions because they just don't know what to ask?
So you've hit it right on the head. Oftentimes we have egos, or we are afraid to ask basics, absolute basics. We don't know who to ask. We're afraid to go to someone to ask questions, and we just try to figure it out ourselves. It is helpful to learn the basics sometimes from a tax attorney or an advisor that can actually help walk you through the basics. Because once we get the foundation, the basics in place, we can build on our foundation. And so education is an absolute critical component to developing a relationship and learning about what we have and where to go.
And so how can our viewers, our audience, contact you for the education to understand what they have, what's missing, to ask the questions, and get all of these pieces from this formula to simplify their finance? How can they contact you?
So we're only a phone call away. All you have to do is pick up the phone, give us a call, and we'll have a conversation. It's 954-771-0100. That's 954-771-0100, and our website is buildingfinancialsolutions.com.
Matthew Botkin, thank you so much for sharing your insights and your expertise on simplifying finance. And I highly recommend you call Building Financial Solutions and to become more educated. And again, thank you so much. It's quote time, and the quote of the day is this: simplify whenever you can, wherever you can, as often as you can. And Matthew Botkin with Building Financial Solutions can help you simplify finance. Matthew Botkin, thank you so much for being here. I'm Jordana Foster with the Go Beyond Show. You can catch me here every Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. on Facebook, Ready, Set, Go Beyond, and WWNN. Matt, thanks so much. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Good night.
Thank you.
Securities offered through Aventex Investment Services, member FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Aventex Advisory Services. Insurance services offered through Aventex affiliated insurance agency.
Thank you for watching Go Beyond. Tune in next week as we continue to explore effective ways to help you go beyond your limiting beliefs to unlock your true potential to thrive personally and professionally. Learn how to take you and your business to the next level. Contact me at readysetgobeyond@gmail.com. Like and share my video, because sharing is caring. Contact me at 305-753-6758 or go to my website at readysetgobeyond.com.